To any true Gothic fan, Gothic 1 and Gothic 2 are close to as sacred titles. Its unique atmosphere, amazing world design, dark humor, all that make Gothic a legendary RPG series. Legions of Gothic fans were asking for a remake of classic Gothic games for almost a decade now. And it happens that today we can now finally have it for real. THQ Nordic, an Austrian publisher who, in case you didn't know, have acquired the Piranha Bytes, a studio who made original Gothic titles, announced a remake of a first Gothic game and even published a free-to-play gameplay teaser to, as per THQ Nordic, gather people's opinions about it. I'll start this video from the remade game intro, letting you watch it fully and then proceed to a more compendious and informative review of every aspect of this remake teaser. And well, not a word more, let's take a look.
The Kingdom of Murtana, united by King Robar II. During the long years of his reign, he was able to defeat all foes of his realm. All except one. The war against the orcs took its toll, and the prisoners of the realm were to pay the price. The king needed swords for his army, and every man guilty of a crime, no matter how insignificant, was forced to work in the ore mines of Korinis. To make it impossible for them to escape, the king sent out the best magicians of the kingdom to create a magic barrier around the entire valley. But something disturbed the delicate structure of magic. We were trapped inside our own barrier. The convicts took control of Korinis. The king had no choice. He had to negotiate. He needed the ore. But his former slaves now demanded a high price. Month after month, the king supplied everything the prisoners needed in exchange of tons of ore, until the present day. Another convict was brought to the lift. He did not know, but he would change everything.
Low risk, high return, they said. You'll never get caught. Of course. Now it's just you and me, my friend. No weapons, no food, just a simple scroll. What's happening down there? What the? Oh! Oh, that was close. Oh, shit! This is gonna... Oh, God damn it. What the hell just happened? I'm in one piece. Oh, thank God, no blood. Oh, where's the scroll? Oh, it's all right. Great, okay. Let's move on. Right, okay. Right. Let's light this up. Oh, good. That'll do, I hope. Where are we? What a mess. What's going on here? Alright. God damn it. Let's get the hell out of here.
The intro gave me some mixed feelings. While half of it being black and white and orc model that looked somewhat unrealistic to me, like, you know, developers just took the muscle buffed bald man and changed his teeth in the model and that's it. But that's the subjective things, I guess. Two other moments were weird to me. First is that interference from above moment in original game when a fire mage interfered and gave the scroll to Nameless and shut down the judge. This sense of something bigger involving with your story, this was removed, and instead we have this elevator scene with Nameless talking to the scroll. Noticed how Nameless constantly talked to himself aloud, but this will wrap around few minutes later. For now, couple of moments I definitely liked. The world's scope, and what if more important, the depths. It is clearly visible that developers have ambitions to make it bigger, and that's really nice. The teaser covers the part of the game where you go pass by the two old camp guards straight soon after you begin your game. In original game, exploring everything possible here till this exact moment, it would take you maybe like 15 minutes. Here, the whole place was made like thrice bigger, and in total it took me around an hour. New characters, new places, new quests. I was especially enjoying the look from the very high watchtower on the cliff, standing so high and looking on the castle below. It was nice. The new immersive interactions. You can smash the meatbags now. Ha! Yeah, you was able to kill them in the original game to get their meat, but now you have those crunchy animations. Remember how Gothic was also one of the first games in that times where we had an animated pea. Now there is even a pea pod for that. For real, such scenes are one of Gothic little yet highly enjoyable moments. And that's nice, developers improved them. And now to the less pleasant moments. I will not judge the performance and graphics quality from the technical aspect at all. It is a demo and performance is expectable to be bad, and I'm sure that models and lighting will be improved. At this point, it's not a real issue. There is a general issue with the design and the look and the tone of the game world and the characters themselves. Vibrant fantasy colors, pink blood, toxic blue skies, shiny blasks everywhere, ridiculous bloom, those fancy looking shiny armors, etc. It doesn't look like the grim, gloomy, visually unfriendly game that Gothic is. The most iconic characters have decent resemblance, yet just look so different at the same time that you can only guess that is Diego, for example. The character's charisma and originality is simply not there. Why Nameless from quiescent, silent person turned into some sort of bad stand-up comedian who simply commands each and every of own actions? All those, oh no, it can't be real, okay, I'll put it here, let's get her out of here. It's like he has an automatic thoughts emitter inside his brain that produces every generic thought in his head into self-talking. It makes no sense. He was nameless for reason, because your actions was building his character.
Oh, it's alright. Great, okay. Let's move on. Right, okay. Right. Let's light this up. Good. That'll do, I hope. God damn it. Let's get the hell out of here. Okay. Good. You don't mind if I take this with me, do you? I need it more than you do at the moment. Worst prison ever. Definitely. I have to get out of here as soon as I can. Stay where you are. Don't make me hurt you. Oh, let me go. Well, you guys asked for this.
And Diego, who turned into some sort of fancy dressed, slowly talking Captain Diego Sparrow?
Luckily, I arrived to hunt something for breakfast. Better than you, eh? Their meat is a bit tough, but it tastes better than rookie meat. By the way, we haven't been introduced. My name is Diego, and I'm the leader of the shadows in the old camp.
At this point, all the main characters have only the names and more or less character model look in common with original characters. Come on fellas, you cannot just keep the character's name and turn him into a clown. The combat looks like developers tried to mix everything possible from popular games like Mortal, For Honor and Witcher 3, but failed on each and every aspect. Attacks and controls are irresponsive, AI is almost plainly dumb, and in general combat is so glitchy that sometimes when enemies standing, just literally standing, not moving at all, like 4 of 6 of your direct hits are just disappearing into a black hole, like you didn't hit at all. Original game combat was clunky because of obviously 20 years old engine, it has limitations. Here you have one of the most advanced engines existing, and to make such a mess from combat on this engine, well, you need to really try hard. Animations are really dull and always the same, looking incredibly dated, somewhere on level of Skyrim I would say. And those of you who played Skyrim know that it is not a compliment. Dialogues are way too prolonged. Characters are talking like they have issues with basic speaking with built-in sentences. And dialogues themselves just rushing to inject a meaningless joke as much often as possible. Once again, it is not how it works. You cannot just insert a pun everywhere without any context and expect it to be funny. Oh, and Big Red, you died, literally pasted from Dark Souls just with a random generic font. For real? The summary. Yes, it is still just a teaser. Yes, glitches here and there are absolutely expectable, it is normal. But it is not even about glitches. I am all hands for the good remakes. Just look on Resident Evil 2 for example. Yet, at least at this point, the level of narration, combat, animations, lighting and character design in both visual and dialogue aspects are simply just on a such low level that calling it even an early alpha pre-production teaser is not quite legit. Secondly, it just doesn't look and doesn't feel like Gothic. Gothic-inspired game, maybe. An alternative universe, rather. What was released to the public now looks like a week-long work of a game dev student who watched a few random videos about Gothic on YouTube and said, okay, I got it. Yet I'm still really positive about the remake in general. I just objectively can't say I like the current result in process at all. Same as I don't like the overall design direction. Dear THQ Nordic, please, if you actually have a serious intentions for Gothic remake, spend as much time as you need and release a real gameplay teaser first and show us you are able to listen to the community. In your letter to the players before the game intro, you have mentioned you love the series and you have played yourselves. So if you want to make the Gothic fans happy, appeal to them. And if no, better just focus on something else like help the Piranha Bytes to make Alex 2 better. There is absolutely nothing bad in adding more content to the game, but if you're making a remake, make it a remake. Do not rip off the character's charisma and do not turn the world into some sort of vibrant fantasy mess, which it never was in the first turn. Do not inject mechanics from random popular games blindly. More doesn't always equal better. Or just make a complete series relaunch, a brand new game inspired by classic Gothic series, but just do not call it Gothic. Make it good, or leave it alone. Anyway, I hope everything will turn out good. After all, not every publisher releases a game demo for free to public to ask for their opinions, and that's a moment that gives hope. Thanks for watching, fellas, and see you soon. Scimitar Gaming here, signing out.
Oh, come on. Please, it can't be real.